And welcome to Kind Humans. I'm your host, Shelby Sturgill, and today we're going to be talking with Albion Mason, and we're going to be talking about the gender spectrum and the LGBTQ plus community. We'll see you all after this break.
Back to normal life, COVID is still a threat, so don't get a personal foul. This is COVID Referee. Even if you're a mouth breather like you look, this certainly isn't helping anyone. Pull that up. You only wash your hands for 15 of the recommended 30 seconds. Get back in there. 6 feet, please.
Hi, and welcome back to Kind Humans. Today we're going to be talking with Albion Mason. How are you today?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm doing well. Okay, so when did you realize that you weren't straight?
I realized I was pan in sophomore year of high school because I realized that I liked more than just girls. And I realized that I liked them not just for like what they were, like what people were physically. I realized that I liked personality a whole lot more.
Okay, and what is something you found hard to accept about it? Were you afraid of the repercussions of coming out?
I came out to my friends first because I knew that they were very accepting of me just in general. But when it came to home, that was a little bit different because growing up, my family we went to church quite a bit, and my dad just was not very approving of anything like that.
And when you came out of the closet, what was people's reaction?
Some people at school were like the people that like were my friends were very. Some of them were, bullied me for it and things like that, and the typical thing like that gay people experience. But then my friends were very accepting of it. Some of them became a little bit more confident in their sexuality after I came out, I feel like at least. Because the more that I acted more me and who I am, they started to act a little bit more like, that, so.
Is there anything that you still struggle with when it comes to your sexual or gender identity?
Sometimes I do feel like I question, am I? Like, am I actually pan or am I actually non-binary, things like that. But the one thing I saw was you don't really question if you're not those things if, you are. Like, you do question them if you are. Because you kind of feel like you may do that for attention. If you're doing it for attention, you don't question that. So.
When did you realize that you were non-binary?
That was a long process, I'll be honest. Back in August last year, I started thinking that I may want to go by he, they pronouns, being non-binary, and I didn't because I was just contemplating it, because I didn't know the reactions I would get. I didn't know how I felt about it fully yet, everything like that. I was honestly a little bit afraid of some reactions. Especially my own, I was afraid of my family's reaction a good bit because I didn't know how my mom would react to it, even though my mom was very accepting. Mm-hmm. Because it's something new. But I realized in early March that I wanted to go by he, they. And then literally a week before this semester started, I realized I was only keeping the he part for people around me, such as my mom, my brother, family, friends, everything like that. I was just keeping that there for them to make it easier.
And do you feel like you're more of the person you've wanted to be now?
Yes. Even my mom has mentioned that. She said, I see that you're happier. She literally said, you act happier. You seem happier. Which, I mean, I do have my low points because I deal with depression, but, like, she said, you just seem overall happier being more you. So.
All right, well, thank you for letting me ask you questions. And we'll see you all after this break.
You're just gonna throw everything away?
We both know this isn't working out. We shouldn't have to keep trying to make it work. It should just work.
What happened to forever? What happened to everything you ever promised me?
I meant it. In the moment.
No, you can't do that. You can't make promises and then decide to take them back.
Things are different now. You're just not willing to admit it. That was a good take.
Yeah, that was good.
Eagles always soar high, but you might be feeling low if your Eagle card gets damaged or lost. Stop by the Eagle Card office today to get your replacement. Our office is located in Aduc by the University Post Office for your convenience. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. The Eagle Card office is here to help you soar again. Stop by and see us today.
Hi, welcome back to Kind Humans. This week, our segment producer, Hannah Bartley, interviewed Alyssa McMichael, a criminology major, on being bisexual. Check it out.
Hi everybody, welcome to my segment. I'm Hannah Bartley and I'm with Alyssa McMichael talking about the LGBTQ community and how she feels about it. So, what does the LGBTQ plus community mean to you?
As a queer woman, it is a community in which I can be open and honest and express myself. I've also made a lot of friends in the community that have helped me to understand myself better and to accept myself more.
So, do you think that Moorhead is an inclusive school?
I think there's more that they could do to be more inclusive. I feel like partially they don't advocate for their students as much as they should, but that's just from my own personal experiences.
How do you think they can do better with that?
I definitely know that they need to allow more freedom of speech and they definitely need to work on allowing us to speak out more and to be more supportive of the different communities in the school without pushing us down.
So what are some of the ways you've learned to express yourself and your sexuality?
As I've gotten older, I've gotten more expressive and open about my sexuality with being queer. I've definitely learned that I need to not silence and not be afraid to openly speak on who I love.
So what are some negative experiences that you've had when you express yourself and your sexuality?
Personally, I haven't experienced much negativity. I do know that there are people who are more so confused with the term queer, because while I am technically bisexual, I label myself as queer because it's more of an umbrella term for myself.
How do you, if you ever do get those negative experiences, how would you deal with them?
I would try my best to keep calm and not freak out, and try to educate the other person and try to divert their attention from such a negative way.
How do you feel, well, we all know about the preacher that sometimes comes on to campus, and he's a little extreme about his views. What do you think of him and how do you feel when he's on campus?
I know that it is a freedom of speech thing, and I know why he is allowed here, but I definitely know that there are a great deal of students who feel very uncomfortable and unsafe when he comes. And I think that he shouldn't be allowed here for those reasons, because people are genuinely scared to walk past him because they don't want to get screamed at, they don't want to get hate crimed for just walking.
What is some advice that you have for people that are a part of the LGBTQ community who are trying to learn how to express themselves?
Find people that you know will support you, and try not to be as afraid to express yourself. The world is scary and people can be jerks, but if you have people that you know and trust and love that back you, then it makes a whole world difference. It makes it so much better.
And that's all the questions I have for you. Thank you very much, Alyssa, and thank you guys for watching, and have a good night.
Thank you so much, Hannah, for that wonderful interview. We'll see you all after this break. Hi, and welcome back to Kind Humans. You're going to have a discussion with Albion Mason. So, we've both grown up in the Bible Belt and being a part of the LGBTQ plus community. Obviously, those two things do not mesh well.
No, not really. They do not.
How has your experience been with it?
My experience, I mean, as I mentioned earlier, I was bullied at school occasionally for being gay or being pan, or anything of that sort. That was just, some people would just call me gay, just straight up as like an insult rather than And I mean, it's like, kinda, but like
Yeah.
You mean it insultingly though.
Like, you're not lying when you say that.
No, but it's just it's a lot of like effects. It can come from like people at school. Home life can be a big effect, such as I mentioned, my dad earlier does not approve of any of it. Like my mom actually even came out as gay though, which growing up in a Bible Belt, that's a little bit strange, but it's honestly been a lovely experience. She recently actually just got married, and my dad said that she was going to ruin me and my brother's brain because she is gay. Yeah.
Must suck to find out that you are also not straight.
I've told him before, but I don't know if he remembers. He may have just erased it from his brain.
That's what my parents do. That's what my parents do. Queer baiting. That seems to be something that's very popular going around in media today, where pop stars will perform gay acts just so they can get popularity, fans, attention, anything like that. How do you feel about that?
I feel like it's not really a good thing to do in general, because it just leads to it seeming like, oh, this is a good quirky thing to do, and because a lot of people look up to celebrities, especially because a lot of celebrities do that. A lot of people do look up to those celebrities, and it causes some people to do that also because of those celebrities. So it just causes little things like that to spread.
Yeah.
Because monkey see, monkey do kind of thing, and it makes it seem much more like this is a quirky thing to be rather than this is who people are. And it's literally who people are.
My thing about it is that people just treat it like it's a performance, And I'm like, it's not a performance. Like, there's people out there who grew up in itty-bitty towns and realized they were gay, and that town is completely against it. You don't choose to be that in a little town. You don't do that.
No. The Broadway musical, The Prom, I think actually was a good example of that in general.
Yep. And how being queer now versus 40 years ago. I don't think I'd be alive if I was queer 40 years ago.
Well, there was in the 70s where the initial idea, several ideas of that becoming more mainstream did start to pop up, because there was the questioning of should gay marriage be legal. Things like that started popping up in the 70s, and it started to become more mainstream then, but it was ultimately bunkered down because religious reasons.
Yep.
Even
It's
though
always the church.
separation of church and state, but religion has a grasp.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today and talking with me and having a discussion with me. And thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you all next week with Liv Walker as your host. Bye-bye.